Hi. My name is Sandy Worm. People think that's funny because of what I do. I drive truck for North Edge Byproducts. So I pick up dead animals. You know, horses, cattle, donkeys, pigs, big stuff. I never would have thought of this job if it weren't for my first horse, Prince. My parents gave him to me when I was 11, and he was a 21-year-old Palomino. He pretty much taught me everything I know about horses. Yeah, but when I came home for Christmas, my first year at Mankato State, Prince was down in his stall. He couldn't get up. When he saw me, he tried and tried to get up, you know. He really wanted to show me that he could. I could see his heart beating right through his winter coat. But I could see he was never going to get up. So I called the vet, and she came over and gave Prince a shot, and I watched him die. Yeah, it was sad. He was pretty much a member of the family by then. So then, we had 1,100 pounds of dead horse in the barn. What do you do? We called our neighbor Pete. He dug a hole with his backhoe. The ground wasn't too frozen yet. But then, how do you get the horse to the hole? We bobcatted him. It wasn't pretty with him all twisted up and his legs all over, but it was pretty much the only way to move that big of an animal. My dad drove up to the edge of the hole and he said, you know, there isn't any graceful way to do this. And I said, I know. And he dumped him. That's how I knew this would be a good business. People don't realize when they get a horse that it's going to die. They kind of act surprised like it wasn't supposed to happen. And they have no idea what to do with a big dead animal in the corral or the barn or wherever it died. I make regular stops at the big hog and dairy operations because animals are dying there pretty much all the time. Those people get that it's normal. But the individual horse owner, they'll call me up and say, can you come get our dead horse before 2 o'clock so the kids don't see it when they come home from school? Nobody wants to see it or smell it or touch it. They pretty much want it whisked away. They don't realize I have 100 square mile territory. It could be 3 days before I'm in their area. Some folks are like that when people die too. Nobody wants to handle their own dead. You know, wash the body, dress it. They pretty much want it whisked away, so they call the mortician, which is pretty much my same job, only for people. And then sometimes they act like it was unfair that the person died, like they were supposed to live forever or something. Sometimes people call me, and I get there, and the horse is still alive. They must think I go around killing animals the minute they're done with them. Lots of times the horse is old and can't be used for riding and stuff. I just drive away. I pick up dead animals. I'm the only woman I know who does this, but I don't know why. It's not like your size matters. Not even the huge guys can drag a dead horse. I use the winch in the box of my truck to pull the animal into the back. Yeah, but if it died inside of a building and it's not a straight shot out the door, I can't do that. So sometimes I have to take them apart to get them out. Chainsaw does the job. It's not pretty, but I figure the horse is dead anyhow. It doesn't know the difference. Plus, it'll all get chopped up when I get to the plant anyhow. When my truck is full, I drive to North Edge Byproducts up in Rutledge Falls. All the carcasses get dumped into a big pit, and then they go through a huge grinder. It all gets used, the meat, the blood, the bone, the organs, the hooves, the hair, so you can feel pretty good about that. Then it gets boiled down and rendered into a bunch of products. The pulp goes for your dog and cat food. The fat goes to the tallow industry for soaps, hand creams, furniture oil. They don't make glue anymore from animals because it's pretty much cheaper to just use petroleum products. I don't tell people that they could be feeding their horse to their dog by next week. They really don't like to hear that. They pretty much want to think it disappears. I really like how animals are still useful after they die. I wish we did a better job with people. That's why I'm an organ donor on my driver's license, and I hope when I die, they pretty much use me up to help other people. If anything's left over, I want it cremated and the ashes put on the ground to grow more grass for horses. There's no way I want to be pumped full of formaldehyde and turned into hazardous waste. And I hope that when I die, people get that that would be a pretty normal thing for me to do. So the next time someone or something you love dies, go ahead and be sad. But don't pretend it wasn't supposed to happen. It was. Get used to it.